Sri Lanka and across the world. It's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
And I'm Hussain Ali. Let's have a look at the headlines first. A decision to acquire by the government the sugar imported prior to the tax. China reiterates that it will continuously extend assistance for Sri Lanka's development. The rainfall is expected to intensify in the next 2 days and floods in many areas. Convening of outsiders to Parliament committees has been banned. The 10th stage of the National Television Motin Joint Dengue Control Project is to be conducted in Jaffna. Australia wins the World Cricket crown, breaking Indian expectations.
The special envoy of the Chinese President's State Councillor Shen Yiqin and the delegation paid a courtesy call on President Ranil Wickremesinghe this morning at the Presidential Secretariat. Now, the primary focus of the meeting was to enhance tourism and trade relations between the two countries. The President has expressed gratitude for China's support to Sri Lanka, notably acknowledging their assistance in the country's debt restructuring program. He extended sincere thanks to the Chinese President and the government for their invaluable support in this regard. Additionally, President Ranil Wickremesinghe expressed Sri Lanka's desire to augment cooperation between the two countries in the fields of tourism, sports and agriculture, and also highlighted that both the Hambantota port and port city are currently prepared for investment opportunities. The President also noted that countries such as Sri Lanka, participants in the Belt and Road Initiative, are prepared to embark on the second phase of the initiative, which is expected to make a more substantial economic contribution. The President outlined the measures taken by Sri Lanka to access the regional comprehensive economic partnership, while further affirming Sri Lanka's commitment to preserving the Indian Ocean as a free zone for navigation and ensuring it remains a peaceful region, free from global geopolitical rivalries. The Chinese Special Envoy stated that China is also prioritizing the extension of the China-Myanmar Economic Corridor to Sri Lanka. Additionally, both parties agreed to expedite the implementation of the China-Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement. Shen Yiqin reaffirmed China's enduring support to Sri Lanka and emphasized her commitment to strengthening the relations between the two countries. The President was accompanied by President's Senior Advisor on National Security and Chief of Staff Sagala Ratnayaka, Secretary to the President Saman Ekanayaka, and Director of International Affairs Dinuk Kolombage.
And in the meantime, the Department of Meteorology forecast of an increase in the prevailing rainy weather condition. The meteorology report points out that the rainfall exceeding 75 millimeters could be expected in certain locations in the central, Sabaragamuwa and Ubud provinces. Many low-lying areas in the Mathura district are still underwater. Vehicle transport has been obstructed in the inundated Kamrupitia-Mulatian road. The water level in the Kiramba Ara, which is a tributary of the Nilwala River, has gone up due to heavy rains falling on Mavrala, Urubokka, Paskoda and Multiana. The torrential rains have also activated the waterfall in Ellawala in Valawile. Mobile phone of a bystander has recorded the scene of how water level in the waterfall increasing at once with heavy rainfall. The police informs the general public to be extra careful when touring in areas where there are waterfalls. Our correspondent says around 200 lakes in Vaunia have overflowed. The Deraba reservoir of the Umayyah Multipurpose Development Project is also reported to be overflowing due to addition of waters of the Pulpola Reservoir and the Matatilla Oya. Due to overflowing in the Maoya Giriula area, vehicle transport on the Kurunagala, Malgamur and Colombo Kurunagala roads has been obstructed. Reports adds that 80 houses in Giriula and Maradangola have come under the floods. Our correspondent says the location in Thangamale in the Haputale Division, Secretariat Division in the premises of number 10 plantation houses is being subjected to an earth slip. A collapse of building has taken place due to the landslide that has begun this morning, and the authorities have taken measures to direct 31 affected families to safer places. Director General of Disaster Management Centre, retired Major General Sudhanta Ranasinghe has said that compensation is being provided to those whose houses were damaged from the Relief Service Centre. He also requests those who have been subjected to disastrous conditions to immediately photograph such disasters and send the photos to the divisional secretaries via Grama Niladaris. Red notices have been issued for areas where rainfall continues for 2 or 3 days. Residents who fail to withdraw from such locations will be produced before the courts by the police. Considerable rainfall has been received for the upper and medium regions of Maha Oya Basin. The Department of Irrigation says that flood situation is witnessed in the low-lying areas of the Divisional Secretariat's divisions of Alawa, Dulapitiya, Mirigama, Pannala, Nigambo, Katana, Maramala and other areas. Sluice gates remains open in the reservoir of Dadroya, Tamboa, Veragala, Lunugamvera, Udavala and other reservoirs. Director of the Irrigation and Water Management Department, Engineer SPC Sugishwara says overall water capacity of reservoirs maintained by the Department of Irrigation is nearly at 65%. He adds that the capacity in waterways maintained by the Mahavali Authority is at nearly 75%. Water level in the main hydropower generating reservoirs including Castlereagh is at around 95%.
Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardena says that all parties other than members of parliament and staff as well as other relevant officials will have to be convened for a parliamentary standing committees only on his permission. Now the Speaker at the commencement of today's session has informed the decision to the House in a special statement. The Parliament has also discussed on the situation regarding cricket today.
පවතින විවිධ කාරක සභා රැස්වීම සඳහා සමාජික මන්ත්‍රීවරයන් හෝ සභාපතිවරයාගේ විධිමත් අවසරය මත පැමිණෙන සමාජික මන්ත්‍රී නොවන පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරුන් සහ අදාළ
Speaker Mahinda Yapabewardena informed the House in a special statement this morning that no outsiders are allowed to enter the meeting rooms during the Parliamentary Select Committee meetings. He pointed out that except for the members of the committees or other MPs who are not committee members but attend the meeting with proper approval of the committee's chairman and the officials of external institutions summoned before the committees. If an outsider is to attend any parliamentary select committee meeting, prior written approval of the Speaker must be obtained. The Speaker, who expressed that he has received information regarding various occasions of committee chairpersons going beyond their scope of work in the respective committee, emphasized that all committee chairpersons are bound by parliamentary standing orders to act in a manner that preserves the long-standing traditions of the Parliament. Furthermore, he informed that it must be ensured that the press releases issued include only the matters approved by the relevant committees and in a matter. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said that he would like to see the Speaker investigating on the issue of a person who is heading the committee to probe frauds and deception in the field of sports after earning money as an advisor of Sri Lanka cricket. The opposition leader also wanted to know who the owner of the Business Management School of Colombo was. He added that this institution has joined hands with the government institutions and engaged in a consultancy service. Parliamentarian Professor Ranjit Bandara said that he rejects the statement of the opposition leader. He has requested the opposition leader to keep in mind that the fact that the Colombo Business Management School was declared open in the year 2016 and this fact was informed to the Speaker. Professor Ranjit Bandara also said that the Speaker is aware to the fact that he does not have any rights to this institution. He added that he went abroad on annual leave when studying in a university. The parliamentarian further said that he had not gained anything from his parliament membership. He further said that he was a person who engaged in employment for 30 years and that he had worked for many banks and insurance institutions in the country. Professor Ranjit Bandara added that he has also written 16 internationally acclaimed books. Minister Roshan Ranasinghe said that the International Cricket Council has been misguided. The minister added that he rejects the treacherous and shameful attempts of the President of Sri Lanka Cricket to suspend cricket in Sri Lanka by creating a false picture to the international community. He also said that he is ready to present to Parliament written evidence on the conspiracy acts of this person to betray the country through cricket. The written statements clearly illustrates the fact that Sri Lanka Cricket President was requesting for a cricket ban. Minister Ranasinghe further said this person has now left for India with the objective of removing the cricket ban. He added that he is playing the role of an actor. Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa has questioned what authority Sri Lanka Cricket has to write to the International Cricket Council by going above the legislature, executive and the constitution. The opposition leader further said that the type of interim committee mentioned has actually not been appointed. He also said Sri Lanka had an interim committee headed by Ana Punchiheva when the country won the '96 World Cup. The opposition leader also said even today Pakistan and South Africa are having interim committees.
Meanwhile, a decision has been taken for the government to acquire sugar imported to the country prior to the increasing of taxes. The acquired stocks are to be sold via the Sathasa and supermarkets at the controlled price of Rs 275. The cabinet approval has been received for the decision, and Minister Nalin Fernando said at a media briefing in Colombo today that the reason for taking the decision has been selling of sugar above the controlled price after the increasing of the sugar import tax from 25 cents to 50 rupees. Minister Nalin Fernando said that the reason for the shortage of sugar in the past few days has been traders selling sugar above the controlled price. Accordingly, a kilo of sugar was sold between 300 and 310 rupees. As a result, the Cabinet of Ministers has decided to reacquire sugar stocks imported at the taxing of 25 cents and resell them via Sathasa and identified cooperative centres at the rate of 275 rupees. He further said that although the controlled price of Kirisamba was at 260 rupees, a kilo was sold at 310 rupees. He further said that in the month of December, approval has been received to import 100,000 metric tons of rice. And further examination of the petition against the Sri Lanka Cricket Interim Committee has been postponed till the 22nd of this month. The President Council, appearing on behalf of the ministers, informed the judiciary when the case was taken up for hearing today that the Minister of Sports will not take further action regarding the Gazette notification issued by him until the next day of hearing. President of Sri Lanka Cricket Shammi Silva has filed the petition against the decision taken by the Minister of Sports to appoint an interim committee to steer further activities by suspending the registration of the Sri Lanka cricket. The petition was taken up for examination today before a panel of appeals court judges comprising of Justice Shobita Rajkaruna and Justice D.N. Samarakon. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Cricket in a media communique said today that the Institute strongly rejects accusations launched against the Institute at a media briefing conducted by Sports Minister Roshan Ranasinghe yesterday. The Sri Lanka Cricket further states that the Sri Lanka Cricket Institute is an institution which should act as an independent body without government influence and according to the Charter of the International Cricket Council. The communique adds that the cricket ban has been enforced at a meeting attended by directors of countries with full membership status. The Sri Lanka Cricket has also strongly rejected an accusation levelled by the minister, stating that the Sri Lanka Cricket has requested for such a ban.
Now, the vote on the second reading of the budget is to be scheduled to be conducted tomorrow evening. Here are some of the opinions expressed at the budget debate, which was conducted for the 6th day in Parliament today.
එතුමා මේ සභාවෙන් ඉල්ලීමක් කරා. රටේ අනාගතේ හොරකම් කරන්න එපා කියන ඉල්ලීම. ඒ ඉල්ලීම කරලා 24 පැයක් යන
Parliamentarian Gayantha Karunatilaka said that he has made a request from the chamber not to steal the future of the country. The parliamentarian has added that even before the lapse of 24 hours, the Honourable Judiciary has taken a decision regarding the killers of the economy. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa said that they are having doubts whether it would be possible to challenge a policy of the government before the judiciary. According to Clause 24 of the Constitution, these were facts approved by the Cabinet of Ministers and subject to approval by the Parliament after debate. Even the VAT percentage was an issue presented to Parliament and decided upon through a vote. He also said that they have no opposition over reducing taxes. He has also questioned whether it is a wrongful act to pay $500 million as debt repayments. It is a government policy to determine whether to go to the IMF or not. He added that for some people this is a prudent idea, and while for others it is not so acceptable. Parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala said that it has been pointed out that all in Parliament have agreed the proposal for tax cuts, but that was a wrong statement. The parliamentarian said that they were against the proposal but not requested a vote on this issue. Parliamentarian Harsha De Silva said that the court verdict says that the country was in a state of tardiness in reporting to the IMF. Parliamentarian Namal Rajapaksa said that Parliamentarian Lakshman Kiriyala said that they have not asked for a vote but only was against the proposal. But he added that the group comprising of MP Kiriyala have demanded in Parliament that they wanted a vote on the cricket board. He further said that if tax reductions are paving the way for the collapse of the economy, they would not remain silent but must express their opposition. Parliamentarian Anura Kumara Disanayaka said that the crux of the Supreme Court decision should be appropriately comprehended. The taking of wrongful economic decisions has led to a massive breakdown in the economy. The parliamentarian further said they believe that not only the economic decisions taken after the year 2019, but also long-standing economic decisions have created the present-day economic crisis.
Moving on, Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says any group which rejects the present program would be able to maintain a government only for 2 weeks if they gain power, and the ministers made these observations participating in a ceremony in Pothuil yesterday. The minister on this occasion has laid the foundation stone for the modernization as well as elevating the status of the Pothuil sub-depot to the state of a main depot. The objective is to streamline common transportation service between Pothuil and Arugambe tourist zones. The cost of the project is 60 million rupees and the State Development and Construction Corporation is in charge of the project. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that from 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, a luxury bus will leave from Katunaika from Arugambe with a passenger fare of 2,900 rupees. He added that previously a private vehicle charged around 58,000 rupees from a journey from Arugambe to Katunaika. In parallel to the ceremony, souvenirs were presented to the employees who have been engaging in service for a long period at the Pothuil sub-depot. Eastern Province Governor Senthil Thondaman, parliamentarians D. Veerasinghe and M.M. Mushraf, Chairman of the Sri Lanka Transport Board Lalit Dayalvis have also attended the event. Also, Mr. Dr. Bandula Gunawardena says the golden year in the history of the Sri Lanka Transport Board will be next year. He has made these remarks at the occasion of commencing a project to expand production capacity at the tyre factory in Ampara. The project has got under the Sri Lanka Transport Board Rejuvenation Programme through strengthening of new development strategies. The minister has also laid the foundation stone for the proposed building of the factory. The State Development and Construction Corporation will spend a sum of 120 million rupees for the construction of the building. It has been pointed out that with the completion of the construction of the factory, it would become possible to fulfill 1/3 of the annual tyre requirement of the Sri Lanka Transport Board. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that within 1 year they have added 500 new buses and repaired 400. Many conductors who steal part of the income were interdicted. Buses were operated without conductors. Meanwhile, local director of the Asian Development Bank, Takfum Kondono, says the ADB will extend support for the development of the water supply sector in Sri Lanka. He has made these observations at a discussion at the President's office recently, which is also attended by the senior presidential advisor and Chief of Presidential Staff, Sagala Ratnayake. The meeting has focused in-depth attention on the new reconstruction program in the water supply division scheduled to be implemented in Sri Lanka under loan assistance of the Asian Development Bank. The project is to be carried forward under the joint collaboration of the Prime Minister's Office, the Ministry of Water Supply and the National Water Supply and Drainage Board. Minister Jeevan Thondaman, Senior Presidential Advisor on Economic Affairs, Dr. R.H.S. Samarathunga have also taken part in the discussion.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said there is vast potential for further expanding economic cooperation between China and Sri Lanka. The Prime Minister said Sri Lanka highly values China's continuous support to Sri Lanka when Chinese President Xi Jinping's special envoy and State Councillor Shen Yikin met him at the Temple Trees office in Colombo today. The Prime Minister, thanking China for the assistance provided to Sri Lanka to restore its economy after the recent debt crisis, added that Sri Lanka would welcome direct private investments from China as well as investments in agriculture for production and export, renewable energy, IT, education and infrastructure development to provide long-term solutions to economic issues. He also said that China's support has been given and confidence has been given to Sri Lanka, and not only to Sri Lanka but also other lending countries and international agencies to assist Sri Lanka's process of debt restructuring. Special Envoy Shen Yikin, who is also the chairperson of All China Women's Federation, said China considers Sri Lanka as a close, long-standing friend and looks forward to expand cooperation, invest in new projects, Colombo Port City, Hambantota Port, poverty alleviation programs, education and agriculture. She said China is happy to see the progress made by Sri Lanka to overcome difficulties and assured China's continuous support to the efforts to meet the economic challenges. The Prime Minister made a special mention about the Chinese stand in support of Sri Lanka's sovereignty at the international forums, and Ms. Shen Yikin assured that China will always stand for Sri Lanka's independence, sovereignty and territorial integrity. During the meeting, stressing the importance of further strengthening the long-standing cultural ties, Chinese envoy said China proposes to build Sri Lanka's largest Buddha statue shortly as a lasting symbol of religious ties. Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Keen Shenghong, and a group of senior Chinese officials took part in the discussion.
Moving on, a Bodhi Puja in connection with the birthday of the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa was held at the Bellamvilla Rajamahaviharaya yesterday under the patronage of Chief Incumbent of the Viharaya, Venerable Dr. Bellamvilla Dharmaratana Thera. The event has been organised by parliamentarian Gamini Lokuge of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna.
Suramira Madhya Pamadattana Veeramani Sikkhapadang Samadhya.
State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe says that the contribution of the youth is necessary for the nation-building program of the President. He has made these remarks joining the National Youth Parliament today. The fifth session of the National Youth Parliament, organised by the National Youth Services Council, was held at the All Parliament Chamber at the Presidential Secretariat on the 18th and 19th of this month. The theme of the session has been obtaining of opinions and proposals of the youth for effective implementation of the 2024 budget proposals in order to overcome the current economic challenges of Sri Lanka. The invited guests on the first day of the session were State Minister of Finance Shehan Semasinghe and Chairman of the National Youth Services Council Pasindu Gunaratna. State Minister Shehan Semasinga said that Sri Lanka is not the first and only country which has been subject to an economic collapse. He added that, however, Sri Lanka has been transformed as a country which has taken the most constructive measures to come out of the economic crisis within the shortest period. The State Minister has further pointed out that the restoration of the economy could not be carried forward by looking through a political angle. He also said that many decisions taken by the government in the past few months have not become popular decisions.
On the same subject, State Minister Shehan Semasinga has presided over a program to enlighten on the budget 2024 at the Finance Ministry today. The progress evaluation on the work carried out by the government in the past 9 months to uplift the economy has taken place. Clergy, intellectuals and people's representatives were present at the event, which also focused attention on the government's program to implement the 2024 budget.
Consultant physician Dr. Palitha Mahipala has assumed duties as the new Secretary of the Ministry of Health this morning. Dr. Mahipala has earlier functioned as the Director General of Health and Additional Secretary to the Ministry of Health. The World Health Organization has appointed him as a representative of the organization. Additional secretaries as well as the Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunuwardena, were also present at the occasion of the new secretary taking charge of duties at the ministry.
The 10th stage of the National Dengue Control Operation, jointly organized by ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation and the Motin Institute, is scheduled to get underway centering the Jaffna district on the 8th of next month. A preliminary discussion in this connection was held at Jaffna District Secretariat today. The meeting was presided over by Jaffna District Secretary A. Sivasundram. The program includes educating of school children, identification of dengue mosquito breeding places and destroying such breeding grounds. Government officials, physicians, local government representatives, heads of security divisions, voluntary organization representatives and officials of the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation have also participated in the discussion.
අපේ අරමුණයි ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටින් ඩෙන්ගු නැති හෙටක්.
And that was a look at your local news as well. We will be right back with some sports news. Sri Lanka might not have made it to the Cricket World Cup final, but yet again it was an epic final indeed. Now Australia has clinched the one-day World Cup cricket crown for the 6th occasion by beating India yesterday. They have won the trophy after the year 2015.
To Rohit Sharma. Head spin. What's it, Andy? Head. Pat, you won the toss. What have you decided?
We're going to have a bowl first.
In the air, gone. Up, floaty, put in the slot.
A miss it, finally a miss it. Could this be a moment? Could it? One of the great catches under pressure.
At the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, the Australian team allowed the Indian team to bat first after winning the toss. India, which came into the field as an unbeaten team, were all out for 240 runs in 50 overs. KL Rahul scored 66 runs and Virat Kohli scored 54 runs. Mitchell Starc claimed 3 wickets for 55 runs. Josh Hazlewood and Pat Cummins claimed 2 wickets each. In reply, Australia have scored 241 runs, losing only 4 wickets at the end of 43 overs. Travis Head scored 137 runs. Marnus Labuschagne scored 58 runs not out. Travis Head was the man of the match and Virat Kohli the man of the series. Australia has previously won the World Cup in 1987, 1999, 2003, 2007 and 2015.
Oh, good ball, good ball. Oh, went for the big one, got the edge. Oh, that could be close. The finger will go up. Oh, that should be taken. That should be taken. Let's wait and see. Here it goes. High in the air. Will fall short. They want to come back for a second. They have no choice. They've got to keep going. Run out at the non-strikers end. One of the longest run-outs, but they had to go for it.
See it and react.
Edge taken. Shami gets the big wicket. He's had a wonderful tournament. The stadium is on its feet. And David Warner departs.
Mohammad Shami.
Finger gun. Bumrah breaks through. Australia lose their second. Got him. Smith's up there. Lovely. Lovely shot. All the way for 6 with Travis Head.
World Cup he is having. It started with 100.
Calls through for a single. Needs to hurry. 100 for Travis Head on the biggest of stages.
Bang. He'll come back for 2. And Australia win the World Cup for the 6th time and in front of 120,000 people. They've upstaged the home team in magnificent fashion. And the party begins.
And there's the yellow wave. Out they come. Look what it means to this group of players. They had their backs to the walls. Champions. One and all.
Prima Kottumi.
And that was an impressive run by the Aussies and Kangaroo cricket team as well. With that, we wrap up the news here at Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira together with Hesha Inali signing out, wishing you a pleasant evening.